Okay. Okay, so that was welcome to everyone. This is the final, but certainly not the least important session. In fact, we consider all the officer positions as important for the successful achievement of our objectives as Lions clubs. This is the latest that we started for the series. It is 8:15, and so we will move right along. And so we welcome each and every one of you this evening, and we want to extend a very special welcome to all our distinguished Lions joining us for this session. We know that we have our Lion District Governor, Lion Maureen, with us tonight. Lion Maureen, would you like to say something to us, a few words?
Thank you, Diana. After I spoke to you all so much yesterday, you all still want to hear me, but that's all right. I'll take the opportunity. I know you're late, so it's starting. So I'm just a student here like everybody else, but I want to congratulate all the Lions who have taken this bold step to get this training. We know how important LCIF is, and as coordinators, we have a real role to play. So I want to welcome you and thank you for making this bold step, and of course encourage you to take back what you have learned to your club and implement. Thank you very much, Lion Diana. We'll all enjoy.
Thank you, Lion Maureen. And you know, we always love to hear you. You always give us such great encouragement and make us feel happy to be part of the movement. So thank you.
Thank you too.
It now gives me great pleasure to introduce our presenter tonight, Lion Elaine McMaster. Lion Elaine Veronica McMaster, otherwise known as Lion Peaches, joined the Lioness Club of Old Harbor in 1986, 1992, when women were accepted as Lions. Can we ask all to just mute your mics, please, and leave other devices? Okay, so Lion Peaches became a member of the Old Harbor Lions Club in 1992 when women were accepted as Lions. She has served in many offices at the club level, including president. She is the recipient of several awards and was Lion of the Year on several occasions. Lion Elaine has served the district in several capacities, including associate chair, zone chairman, and was named region chairman of the district. She is a progressive Melvin Jones Fellow. Lion Elaine is an executive secretary by profession and has been a part business owner manager for over 40 years. Lions, Leos, all, I turn you now over to Lion Peaches.
Thank you, Lion Diana. Boy, it seems so ancient.
Not at all.
Welcome, my Lions, and I hope that this session will leave you enlightened as to your role as the LCIF coordinator in your club and a little about our LCIF Foundation. I have to start at the beginning as dictated by my leaders, and then again, maybe a new Lion or Leo haven't heard this before. What exactly is Lions Clubs International Foundation? It is a charitable arm of Lions Clubs International. It is a grant-making, not-for-profit organization. And most importantly, it is our foundation. Now, as a foundation, LCIF can accept
Peaches, would you hold on a minute? Lions, we need to have all the microphones muted, please. There's a lot of disturbance and we are not hearing our presenter. Please mute your microphones. Thank you. Go ahead, Lion Peaches.
All right, I'll start. What is LCIF? It is a charitable arm of Lions Clubs International. It is the grant-making arm, not-for-profit organization. And most importantly, it is our foundation. Now, as a foundation, it can accept donations from anyone, as the funds are in turn given out as grants. The only funds that Lions Clubs International can accept is our membership dues, which is then used for their administrative purpose. Now, I have heard people use LCI and LCIF interchangeably, and they are two separate things. Lions Clubs International is the organization to which we belong, and Lions Club International Foundation is a not-for-profit organization. All right. What is our mission statement now? The mission statement is to support the efforts of Lions Clubs worldwide in serving their local communities and the world community as they carry out essential humanitarian service projects. This statement tells you of the plans laid out for the foundation. Now a little back in history, that is almost as ancient as me. Since Lions Clubs International Foundation began in 1968, it has been able to grant more than 1.1 billion to Lions service projects and partnerships around the world. Last year, we were at 1 billion. This year, we are at 1.1 billion. I would imagine that with COVID and all of that, many more grants were applied for in the humanitarian areas. Our grants enable Lions and districts to take on projects that could not otherwise carry out on their own. LCIF also awards funds for Lions to partner with organizations to carry out large projects or multi-regional projects. LCIF partners with the Olympics, Special Olympics, to provide eye testing for them. Now, they also partnered with Gavi when there was, the world was being ravaged, some countries by measles, and they partnered with Gavi to do the vaccination for these people. And we reach a point now, what does LCIF do? LCIF supports the efforts of Lions Clubs and partners in serving communities locally and globally. They give hope and impacting lives through the humanitarian service projects and grants. Speaking of grants, through grants, LCIF enables Lions to carry out major service projects in all our global causes. And I'm not seeing my screen, but you can, through grants, all applicants for grants, applications for grants, except emergency grants, must be submitted to LCIF 90 days before the start of the Board of Trustees meeting. And they meet in May, August, and January. Grants are accepted at designated times to ensure the application is submitted at the right time. Clubs have to ensure, or districts who are making the applications, they have to ensure which month they are sending it in for, so it can be processed. For example, for vision, grants for vision are processed only in January and August. Two projects that the grant for vision can be used for is upgrading an existing eye care facility, increase access to eye care services and eye health education by way of, informing people of how to take care of their eyes. Some persons don't even realize that diabetes has a very serious effect on their eyes. Under youth, you can apply for a Lions Quest signature. Lions Quest is LCIF's signature youth education program. Research showed that students in the SEL, social emotional learning programs that forms this curriculum increase their academic performance by as much as 11%. Humanitarian disaster relief, this grant is most applied for in our district. I would imagine that with the hurricanes happening so much, we are prone to hurricanes and a recent volcano eruption. Humanitarian efforts grants that supports COVID-19 relief were under this category. Diabetes grants can fund a camp for children with diabetes, be used for screening, purchase of equipment, and prepare educational material. The trustees meet in May, August, and January. So grant applications can be tendered for the meeting in May, August, and January. I must pause here to say that when you make an application to LCIF for a grant, it's not just you make the application and it is approved and you get it, that's it. There are steps and there's a process that has to be carried out. And they do help you. If you send an application and it's not completed or they need more information, they will write to the district and ask for it. For childhood cancer, there is a special pilot project grant that was recently introduced, and that can be used for a number of projects, but excluding medical care. They can apply for a grant to, say, set up they can refurbish housing where persons taking their children to be treated and they have accommodation there, it needs refurbishing. They can set up a play area at the hospital. Usually they like to do the grants at hospitals at already established places when it comes onto the pilot project grant for pediatric cancer. The regular grants that are available for pediatric cancer is usually for large-scale projects like research. For hunger, there is also a pilot grant for hunger, and this program can be used to do school feeding, a school feeding project. Environment, planting of trees, establishing kitchen garden, help with water treatment. And then a lot of people now are doing projects where they're doing kitchen gardens at schools or at nursing homes, at senior citizens' home. It's also like a recreational activity for them. Other grants are, slide please, I'm not seeing it. Hello? I'm not on at all, Okay.
We can hear you.
But I'm not seeing, the screen just popped up and then it went again.
Ryan Sherwin?
Yes, you're not seeing the screen?
No.
Are you have a participant seeing the screen?
Yes, we are.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Seeing good and
We
clear.
are seeing and hearing.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Yes,
I'm
we are.
seeing.
All right. So like Peaches, it might be you not seeing the screen, but go ahead.
It just came on, it just came on and then it went again.
But we are on other grants, so you can continue.
I'm not seeing anything. There it is. It just flashed on.
I am seeing it. And America point there.
I don't know what's happening. Oh, here.
We are hearing you, Line Peaches, but
Okay.
we're hearing
All
you.
right.
Okay.
Okay, I'm seeing it now.
Okay.
All right. Other grants are District Club Community Impact Grant. Now, this grant was introduced last year. No, but when the campaign started, where clubs who donate $5,000 in one fiscal year are entitled, or they're given back 15% of that $5,000 to do a project. To access this grant, all they have to do, the club has the board of directors discuss, decide, and the president signs off on it. And the application is sent to LCIF, and they are given the grant. Of course, they have to account for it, how it is spent. For the district, that 15%, the district has to have over $10,000. And for that grant, the district governor makes the application. It has to be approved at a cabinet meeting. Once that approval is done by the cabinet officers, the application is sent off to LCIF to receive whatever they have applied for the project that they're going to be doing. It's as easy as that. So clubs, coordinators, you can ask your clubs tell your clubs that there's something in it for them when they have made a $5,000 contribution to LCIF for the fiscal year. Matching grants are ones that does huge projects that regular grants cannot meet, cannot do. So they will partner with someone else, or the club will put up whatever is needed, and they apply for a matching grant from LCIF. Now, LCIF is very generous to developing countries, where they can give you up to 75% of the funds that you need to do your project. For developed countries, they get only 50%. So we are at an advantage where this is concerned. To date, LCIF has awarded 354 grants globally for COVID-19 relief activities, and that was a grand total of $5,317,578. Our district never applied for any of those, so, but that's it next year. Now, for campaign side first, this has been going on for the past 3 years. It should have ended this year, but with the COVID and you know, everything else got put on hold, it has been extended for another year. As you can see, each line was asked to donate $100 for the campaign. It was $300 million, and I felt that if each line gave $100 for each year for the 3 years of the campaign, then we would have made it. But things have changed, so it is extended, and there's hope that by the end of the next year, June 2022, we will have made it. Now, funds raised will allow us to serve millions of people for decades to come, because when the funds are raised, it is invested. Funds that we are now getting from LCIF, it was not funds that just came into their hands. It was funds that was donated years ago, but because of investment. But with there being no more need in the world, then we see where we can do more for people. So hence we need more funds to carry out all these projects and to ensure that we continue with LCIF for another 50 years or 100. Ensure that Lions have the needed resource to have a greater impact on what we do. Slide 8. Your support is needed to make the campaign a success. We ask that you donate, and donations are Melvin Jones eligible. With Melvin Jones Fellowship, that was what sustained the foundation all these years. But now with added causes, we need more money. That's why they are doing this fundraising, having this grand fundraising effort. We ask that you advocate, be an advocate for Campaign 100 and the causes you support. And we ask that you volunteer to do projects that are under our causes. There are so many things that can be done. Now, as the LCIF coordinator, you are the ambassador for your club. You are a member of the board. You serve a dual role on the board, in keeping with international's guidelines, where the immediate past international president is the chairperson of LCIF. So you, the immediate past president, is also the club's LCIF coordinator. We ask that you work closely with local Lions leadership in establishing the program that will be done for the year. We ask that you attend LCIF training such as this one. Ask that you make a plan. Learn about the many ways you and your club can support the foundation. Then set your goals. Form a committee to help you identify projects that can be funded by LCIF to reach your community. Remember that there are a lot of grants out there, you know, and unless you look around in your community and see where there's a need, the district governor cannot stay where they are to know that your community has a need, and the applications have to go through them. So as soon as you identify something, you discuss it at your club, you know, your board approves that, yes, hey, we should attempt to do this project. Now let us put our proposal, let us introduce it to our district governor and ask that they make the application on our behalf. But you're to get all the details that you're going to need, what the project is for, how long you expect it to last, importantly, how many persons will benefit from this project. Motivate Lions to make a foundation, to support the foundation by making a donation. Now, you can't just get up and tell people that they must make a donation and you don't make one. So you make a donation first. If you want to make a big show of it, or there was last year when you made a donation of $50 or $100, you were sent a pin. So when you get your pin, you know, you show them that you have made your donation and this is what you have received, and encourage them to do the same thing. Give LCIF presentation at a club meeting to cover LCIF programs and their impact. There are opportunities to apply for LCIF grants and the benefit of supporting the foundation. I have found that we just used to hear about LCIF and that we are to donate, but without knowing what you're donating for, what is the purpose, what is the reason. People are a bit skeptical, but when they see and hear of all the grants that were made, grants and projects that were completed as a result of having been funded by these grants, they're really willing to support. Work with the club's PR chairperson to promote LCIF. The PR chairperson oftentimes have the ears of the public, you know, when they're promoting the club. Ask them to mention LCIF and what the clubs do, you know, part of what the club does. The PR chairman also, I'm sure, make newsletters. You provide them with an article for the newsletter on LCIF, an interesting article. Provide LCIF grants and program updates to club leadership. Provide regular updates to your district coordinator. I find that clubs, they really do make contributions at times, or they do other LCIF work, but they don't report to us, the coordinators. So we can't know. And there's a monthly meeting that we have with our leaders that we have to say what is happening in our district. You know, so when you do anything, whether you make an application for anything, you make a donation, just inform us. You assist with the submission of LCIF donations, Melvin Jones application forms, and other recognition applications. Inform your district coordinator of donations and applications made for recognition. The next slide, please. The lion share form. Here. Lion Sherwin? I'm not seeing the lion share form.
You want the form? Okay.
Yes.
Try you going through that form. Okay.
Okay. Now, when say you're on a collection drive at your meeting, and you have 5 or 6 persons who are making donations, and you want to go to be sent to LCIF, rather than making 5 individual swipe of the card, you can make 1 donation, 1 total, and then you use this form to write the names of the persons, their name, their club number, the amount that they're giving. I'm hardly even seeing it. And this is important. When the person signs this form, it authorizes LCIF to use this money towards a Melvin Jones Fellow that the club can designate, or the club can apply for. On the application form for the Melvin Jones, there is a part that asks if you're going to make the donation now, or if you're going to be using credit that the club has. Now, this form authorizes them to use a credit that the club have that was made prior. So each lion who makes a donation when they sign this form, the funds can be used towards that. The other slide, please. Next slide, Lion Sherwin. All right, this is the same form, but this is the bottom of the form. On it, you will see that there are 2 causes to ask which of them you're supporting. If it is the Campaign 100 Empowerment Service Fund or the Disaster Service Fund. Disaster Service Fund, if you contribute to that, can be used only for disaster. It's a designated fund. It cannot be used for anything else. But the Empowering Service Fund can be used to support any one of the causes. So it's up to you to decide which of them you're supporting. Most persons use the Empowering Service Fund because, as I said, that can be used for all the causes. Next slide, please. Now, when it comes on to donation, you know, you always find little ways to see where you can enhance what is collected. I find an easy way to donate at no cost to you is to sign up with Smart Smile at Amazon.com. Now, to do this, you sign in with your Amazon credentials. you go to the drop-down page that says select a charitable organization to start your shopping. And of course, you will select Lions Clubs International Foundation as your charity of choice from the drop-down list. And then you just start shopping. But Lions, just remember, the critical thing to remember is that Amazon Smile is not meant to replace your personal donations. It only offers you an additional way to support your foundation. And it gives you double satisfaction, you know, the pleasure of shopping and knowing that your foundation will have what it needs to continue. You can log on to lionsclubs.org, click on donate, then follow the easy instructions to donate any amount you wish to give. I find now that once you go on to LCI, every single page, you don't even have to log in. You see the button that says donate. It is so much more easier now. And you can also use the MyLion app. Most persons have the MyLion app at their fingertips on their phone. So you just go into MyLion and you can donate from there. How can you make this a success? In these times, one has to be creative and innovative to raise funds. I was on a platform recently and I saw where someone who can paint, they did a painting canvas and they sold it on eBay and they were there boasting how they raised all of $900. So I'm sure we have painters and we have creative people among us. We have to find other ways, you know, of raising funds, both for ourselves and for the foundation. So you have to put on your critical thinking cap, knock your heads together and see how best we can support this foundation. Now, LCIF is not only about raising funds though, you know. There are projects that the club can do locally in the various close areas. Start a kitchen garden, plant some fruit trees wherever possible, as these will not only bear fruits, but are good for the environment. Next slide. Well, Lions, you have heard it all, or most of it. If there are any questions or you need any clarification on anything that I just spoke about or mentioned, this is your time to ask. All right.
Lion, no, not all right yet, Lion. Peaches, may I?
Yes,
I just have a couple, and for this purpose, I'm a member of this class. I am learning, I'm coming in as LCIF coordinator. So I just making my role clear in this one, you know?
Yes.
I have a couple questions. One is as it relates to the district club community grant, where you say 15% of the the clubs could apply for up to 15% of its contribution.
Yes.
My question first, is this club contribution like clubs recognizing a Melvin Jones Fellow, or could it be a cumulative total of the members in the club? A
cumulative total of the members in the club.
Okay, fine. So international will have that record, and then we,
yes,
the clubs. Okay, so as coordinator, international will send that information to the club coordinators, or we get that
yes.
from you?
When clubs have met that they have reached that mark of $5,000, about in July or later July or early August, LCIF informs the club that they have contributed more than $5,000 and they are therefore eligible for the 15%.
Wonderful.
What I call it cashback.
Okay, all right, great,
yes.
That's good. My second question, sorry?
No, go ahead.
No. My second question, as it related to the matching grants, where
Yes.
you, right, is there any specification as to the type of grants, type of activity that will fall under this particular grant?
No, as the cause areas are specific in what the funds can be used for.
Also, any of the cause areas?
No, it doesn't have to be the cause area, because the cause area takes care of the applications that the causes, application to cover the causes.
Okay.
Now, any project outside of the causes that
Mhm.
none of those grants can cover, they can apply for a matching from the club or the district would have to put up some of those funds,
Okay.
front some of the funds, and they'll have to say, well, we're doing a project that costs $100,000.
Mhm.
We need help with this because and none of the other grants covers it.
Okay.
LCIF will contribute or will give you a grant for 75,000 of that 100,000, and you have to come up with the other 25,000.
Okay, great, good.
In developed countries, for the matching grant, they give 50%, but for the developing countries, they allow us 75%.
Okay, good. That's good. The last question I have, and I'm going to give the other members of the class, students of the class, to ask questions, is the smileamazon.com.
Yes.
Would that go towards the individual credit as their donation, or it is just a donation to LCIF?
No, it's just a donation to LCIF.
Okay, all right.
What it does though, whenever they send what they have collected to LCIF, you get a notation to say, we sent $11,000 to your foundation, the foundation that you supported this year. And your contribution of that based on your shopping is X amount.
Okay, okay.
But you don't get any credit from LCIF for it.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, Lan.
Lan Peaches and Hazel, Christchurch West. Could you go over the 5,000 and the 15% again for me, please?
Okay. When the club has donated a total of $5,000, it's members, but it has to be in one fiscal year. It cannot be you make $2,000 this year and then next year donate $3,000. No, it has to be in 1 year. Then the club is entitled, or LCIF gives you 15% as a grant, in the form of a grant. That would be $750 out of the $5,000 you'll get back as a grant. And you can use that to do a project. The application has to be made. The board, your club board of directors has to approve the application, has to approve the project, and then the president signs off on it and makes the application. The president is the one who sends in the application to LCIF for that funds, that grant.
Thank you.
Lion Peaches, Lion Avaloy has had her hand up for a bit. Lion Avaloy?
Lion Avaloy, yes.
Hi, Lion Peaches.
Hi, Lion Avaloy.
Very good presentation tonight. I have a question. Of course, my questions or comments are always a little biased because it's related to the LEOs. And I saw something about the LEOs service grant.
Yes.
Now, every opportunity we can get to apply for stuff like that, I would be great. It would be greatly appreciated on how we can do it. I'm not sure how or what process it is, but it's something I would love to work with the Leo district to see if it is that we can access. Do you know anything specifically towards that, what we'll need to have, or any information that we'll need to know at least ahead of time before we start doing the reading or going through the application? Is this what
when the club, the LEOs identify, it's not individual clubs, and I think it's a district that applies. So the LEOs, say from Jamaica, if they identify a project, then they would inform the district governor, and they would make the application on their behalf for that.
Okay, I know Leo District President wants an entire Caribbean-wide project to be done
Yes.
in December.
Yes.
So this would be a suitable thing for her to look at.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Sure.
and the Leo Commission will just guide her through the process and the application along with you.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And once you make an application to LCIF, you know, no matter what it is for or which other grants that you apply under, they walk you through the steps.
Okay.
You know, if you feel that you think you have all the information that you need and you pass it to them, and when it gets there, you know, you might have forgotten just one little thing. They won't throw it out. They'll call you, write to you, and tell you that they have received the application, but they need A, and they need B, and they need something else, you know, to complete it. And they send it back to you, fill it in, and they give it to them. So
okay.
they really walk you through the process.
Thank you very much.
Welcome, Abaloy. Line Abaloy. I see another hand. Okay. All right.
Any other questions, Lions?
And back to the grants, district and community club community. If it is not used, the funds can be, the funds will remain with LCIF for 15 years. So you don't have to get it, you don't have to use it the same time that you have achieved, you know, that it will remain there, and it can be accumulated at that time. If every year you do $5,000 and then next year do 10, it can be accumulated. Okay, Lance. All right, I hope as this session comes to a close, you're all thinking of innovative ways to make this year a great success. We all know that wherever there's a need, there's a lion. And our support of the foundation will make a difference in the lives of many when they need it most. As members, we all belong to Lions Clubs International, but Lions Clubs International Foundation belongs to us. We have to take care of it. We have to ensure that there's continuity. So when we're past and gone, you know, others behind will benefit from it because of the foundation that we laid for them. Now, as your district LCIF coordinator, I am one of your resource persons, and I'm on call to assist you to make your year a success. My contact information is here right on screen, so you can make a note of it. You can contact me, you can call me, you can email me, WhatsApp, you know, and I will assist you with whatever you need to be assisted with. Whatever help you need, I'm willing and able. Willing to help. Thank you for being here. Thank you for staying up so much past your bedtime, but you've made it through. And I do thank you for listening in. And I hope that what you have heard will help you a lot this year. Thanks.
Thank you, Lion Peaches. You know what we are hoping is that from this, it will open up discussions in our clubs where we talk about this. I think a lot of clubs are still a little bit tentative about the benefits from LCIF, and I am happy we were able to do this tonight, so Lions will be more aware of what the possibilities are. My role is not to say thanks anyway. So at this point, I'm going to call upon Lion Alphonse Guns from the Lions Club of St. Martin to do the honors.
Good evening, fellow Lions and Leos. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5:18 tells us, in everything give thanks. On behalf of the GLT team, it gives me immense pleasure to be able to deliver the vote of thanks this evening. We are at the end of the 12 training sessions of the Incoming Officer School, and I must say, the various training was indeed a great refresher and help to most of us. Thank you, District Governor Lion Maureen Graham, Progressive Mapping Jones Fellow, for embracing us with your presence this evening. It is always a pleasure to have you in our midst. As Lions, we are always ready to take up any task put forward to us. To Lion Hazel Selman, thank you for stepping in at the last minute to do the invocation in the absence of Lion Desiree. To Lion Elaine Peaches, McMaster Progressive Melvin Jones Fellow. They have brought the curtain down on our incoming officers training in grand style, where it matters most, getting the funds to LCIF. We have seen the importance of the work that LCIF does globally, and you have enlightened us further on why donations by clubs and members are important. In our cabinet meeting yesterday, we saw that over 60% of our clubs within our district has contributed in some form to LCIF this year. We are hoping with available tools and resources that you have provided to us, we as a district will be able to increase our contribution to LCIF this coming Lionistic year. To our hardworking GLT team, led by Lion Judy, past Council Chair Lion Sherwin and Lion Diane, on behalf of the Lions and Leos that participated in the 12 trainings this week, we express our gratitude and thanks for your continued leadership and for putting these trainings together on our behalf so that we could be equipped to be able to lead our clubs and be successful in our achievements as Lions clubs. Last but not least, thank you to the 80+ Lions and Leos present this evening. We know that you would have preferred to have spent your Sunday evening relaxing and enjoying a nice movie with a cup of wine with your families. I know I do. However, you continue to demonstrate our motto with pride, we serve, and therefore opted to partake in this training tonight so that you can be knowledgeable and equipped with the necessary tools to be able to carry out the importance of the service we do. Thank you, fellow Lions and Leos, and have a wonderful evening further.
Yes, Lion Peaches, on behalf of the District 60B Global Leadership Team, we want to share this certificate of appreciation, present this certificate of appreciation to you in recognition of your presentation on the Club LCIF Coordinator to the Incoming Officers School, the virtual edition. We will pass this to you by email so that you can print it and save it as recognition of your contribution to the training this year.